Now we're adding mixed numbers, but this time we're going to get our answer by first changing both of our mixed numbers to improper fractions. Remember, to change a mixed number to an improper fraction, we multiply the whole number by the denominator and then add the numerator. So, to change 2 3/4 to an improper fraction, we do 2 times 4, which is 8, then we add 3, which gives us 11. So that's our numerator, and the denominator stays the same. We're adding 2 7/12, but we can turn that to an improper fraction as well. 2 times 12 is 24, plus 7 is 31, so that's our numerator, and the denominator stays the same. So now we have improper fractions, but to add fractions, we need the denominators to be the same. So we need to find an equivalent fraction to 11/4, which has a denominator of 12. That's 33/12, because remember, to find equivalent fractions, we use multiplication. 4 times 3 is 12, and what we do to the denominator, we do to the numerator as well, and 11 times 3 is 33. So now we can add the 31/12, and remember, when we're adding fractions with a common denominator, the denominator stays the same in our answer, and 33 plus 31 is 64. So, as an improper fraction, our answer is 64/12. But we can turn that back into a mixed number by dividing. 64 divided by 12 is 5, remainder 4, and the denominator stays the same, so our answer is 5 4/12. We can check that because 5 times 12 is 60, plus 4 is 64. Now we have 2 9/10 plus 1 1/2. So first, 2 9/10 as an improper fraction is 29/10. That's because 2 times 10 is 20, plus 9 is 29, and the denominator stays the same. Now, 1 1/2 is 3 over 2, or 3/2, as an improper fraction, because 1 times 2 is 2, plus 1 is 3. But again, to add fractions, we need the denominators to be the same. Now 10 is in the 2 times table, so we can find an equivalent fraction to 3/2, which has a denominator of 10. So we keep the 29/10 the same, but instead of adding 3/2, we can add 15/10. That's because 2 times 5 is 10, and what we do to the denominator, we do to the numerator as well, and 3 times 5 is 15. So now we have a common denominator, so that stays the same in our answer, and 29 plus 15 is 44. So, as an improper fraction, our answer is 44/10, but we can turn that back into a mixed number by dividing. 44 divided by 10 is 4, remainder 4, and the denominator stays the same. So let's have a look at what we did here. For this first question, we had 2 3/4, and we were adding 2 7/12. We changed 2 3/4 into 11/4, and we changed 2 7/12 into 31/12. But to add fractions, we need the denominators to be the same, so we changed those 11/4 into 33/12, which meant that we had 64/12 altogether. But to turn that back into a mixed number, we divided 64 by 12, and that's 5, remainder 4, so as a mixed number, our answer is 5 4/12. Then we had 2 9/10, and we were adding 1 1/2. We changed 2 9/10 into 29/10, and we changed 1 1/2 into 3/2. But To add fractions, we needed the denominators to be the same, so we changed those 3 halves into 15 tenths, which meant when we put them together, we had 44 tenths. But to change that back into a mixed number, we divided 44 by 10, and that gave us 4, remainder 4, so 4 and 4 tenths. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that was helpful. If you're a teacher or a parent, then please subscribe or go to keystage2maths.com to download resources for this lesson and many more. That's all for now. I'll see you in the next video.